So this is going to be a Kabbalistic Seder. So you're probably wondering, what is Kabbalah and what is Kabbalistic? Everybody knows what a Seder is, right? So we'll go to the advanced course. And pardon me as we get started here. So this will be a fairly traditional Seder, but with some Kabbalistic interpretations and add-ons, including some meditation for various ceremonial rituals, like eating matzah and maror and 3 cups of wine. And all of it has Kabbalistic meaning that I'll explain as we go along. So first of all, I'm going to take about 5 or 10 minutes to give an overview of what is Kabbalah for anybody who's not in my regular Monday night class and or hasn't had a course in Kabbalah. Is curious what it's all about. The well, just still getting myself ready here. So that completes my lecture on Kabbalah. So no, just kidding. Uh, it's funny when you say jokes and nobody laughs, but I see people smiling. So, so Kabbalah is a theology of Judaism, a much misunderstood term. Uh, it has been mistakenly thought of as magic, superstition, Jewish mysticism. It's not Jewish mysticism. That's a terrible translation, although it lends itself to Jewish mystical practices. Uh, but it's an interpretation of Judaism and of Torah. It's the Zohar, the main book of Kabbalah that we study every Monday night, is the major accepted work of Kabbalah from the 13th century. Um, and it is an interpretation of Torah. And it's an interpretation of Torah through the perspective uh, of God being received by us. The divine is not something we simply pray to outside of us with attributes and characteristics. God is unknowable, the source, but it's the source of these emanations of potencies to us. And everyone should have gotten the 2 handouts that I sent along with the Haggadah. It looks like this, and a simpler version like this, a quick reference. And I call that the Tin Sfirot simplified because it's quite complex. So um, so what do we receive? If you take out this, you'll see that, ooh, where is my share? This is not, my version of Zoom. Oh, here's the share to the bottom. I forgot to do this ahead of time, so bear with me. Can you see this? Can you see this that I'm displaying now?
Nothing's on screen yet, Jay.
James has a copy. He can send it.
No. I have to go back to Zoom here. There, now it should be up, right?
Yep, you're good.
Great, thanks. So this is the more complex version of the 10 channels of receiving and of emanation that is the foundation of Kabbalah. And notice that there are 3 columns of these. Well, first of all, on the right side are the 4 themes of Kabbalah, 4 primary themes of why and how we receive. We receive to be partners in ongoing creation with the divine. We receive holiness and therefore can make Shabbat and ourselves and time holy. We receive the ability to discern right from wrong, the ability to have ethics, and we receive the ability for revelation, for discovery. Those are the 4 themes. And how do we receive that? By being partners in creation, partners in discovery and ethics and holiness, through our wisdom, our understanding, our kindness, our powers, our holiness itself, our principles. There's a dog that is, there we go. Sorry about the dog. Our principles, our emotions, our health, and our ability to be, to live, and finally, our ability to feel God's presence. Those are the 10 Sfirot. And I'll be referencing those in more simple terms in English, hopefully, if I remember, as we go through the Seder. So the Kabbalists, the Seder is all about these 10 Sfirot, and it's a celebration of the left side. The left side is understanding, intelligence, power, and emotions. But we need all 3 of those to partner in creation, to become holy, to be ethical, and to discover. But they also have what's called evil potentiality, Yetzer Hara. evil inclination. And that evil potential, not evil in and of themselves, but they, if we're out of balance, and this is balance and harmony in the middle, which is holiness, the holy name of God, Tiferet. But if intelligence isn't balanced with wisdom, and power isn't balanced with kindness, goodness, altruism, and our emotions aren't balanced with principles, purpose, ethics, then we have the potential to sin. And that's the explanation of repentance.
Sell your car the easy way with Carvana. This is the
Someone became unmuted. And the key theme of Rosh Hashanah to Kabbalists is the first question, or the pre-question: why is this night different from all other nights? And as you'll see in the Haggadah, in little print, it says, drink the glass of wine, taste the matzah, and so forth, leaning to the left. Why are we reclining on this night? Why are we leaning? Because we've eliminated something called chametz from our lives. And according to the Talmud, chametz at this time is evil inclination itself, is a potentiality for evil. And without evil inclination, then we can celebrate our understanding, intelligence, our power, and our emotions. And remember, these are all elements of God that flow into us, that we can connect to, that we can enhance, that we can combine with the other sfirot. But this is the only time of the year where we can really celebrate just intelligence for intelligence and power for power and emotions for emotions. Motivation really is a better definition of Hod. So I'm going to stop the share and come back. So I'd ask if there are any questions at this point, but I'm sure you have a lot of questions, and I'll answer them as we go along. And we'll take a break from time to time for questions. And when we get to the meal, that's a good time for discussion and questions. What does all this mean? So the Seder starts with the Kiddush. So everybody should have a Seder plate of, as I shared in the invitation that everyone got today. Barb, I need the Kiddush cup.
You have one right there, to the right of your other cup.
Back here. Great. I have a very small Kiddush cup, but you should have a big Kiddush cup, because you have to have 4 glasses of wine. And wine itself is a symbol in Kabbalah of gevura, of power. That sphira that's red, the color of wine. Symbolism is very important. And all of these 10 sphirot have clusters of symbols that add depth and excitement and complexity to the idea of receiving. So we're using the Goldman Haggadah because it has in it an incantation. And all Haggadahs for centuries had that, but nobody understood what it meant. So if you turn to page 5.
Jay, could I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Most holidays start with lighting candles, not with the Kiddush. Why is Passover different? Or is it different?
Great question. Well, it starts we start Passover with candles, but just on the first night to start the holiday itself. And the candles represent the 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 light, the shefa, the flow of God coming into the world. So lighting candles is very important Kabbalistically. At Kiddush represents the power of Gevurah and the power to open the paths of holiness and the paths of receiving for those 10 sfirot. It opens the gates, as the Kabbalists call it, so that we can receive. And one of those gates is the one in the middle, Tiferet, balance and 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 harmony and holiness all together. And holiness, both in lighting candles and in the Kiddush, can be received by us by Malchut at the bottom, which is the ability to feel God's presence. So that's what the Kiddush does. It makes, and every ritual that is part of the commandments of the Seder helps to bring about this union. So by the end of tonight, everyone should feel holy. We're making holiness in ourselves. Holiness coming from Yud Hey Vav Hey, the holy name of God, which is Tiferet, to Shekhinah, the name of God that means God that we can experience, feels presence. So gets into the mystical potentiality side of Kabbalah. So great question, Claire. If people have questions, feel free to raise your hands, as Claire did, and let me know that your hand's up maybe. But that was an excellent question. Now, what about this incantation and what's so important about it? Hinine muchanu mizuman l'kayem mitzvot kos rishonah mi'arba kosot l'shem yichud kedusha b'reichu u'shechinateah al yedei hachu tamir b'ne'elam b'shem kol Yisrael. Anybody understand that? It's written partly in Aramaic, partly in Hebrew. Well, that's the essence of this Seder. This Seder and all Seders for about several hundred years until Kabbalah became lost to Judaism. But what does that mean? That means, here I am, I'm present, Hineni, ready and invited, Muchanu Mizuman, to fulfill, to complete, L'Kayem, the mitzvah of the first cup of the 4 cups. And that's where you fill in, it's always the same, but you fill in the mitzvah there in order to unify the Blessed Holy One and his Shekhinah. So the Blessed Holy One is Yud Hey Vav Hey, and his Shekhinah is Malchut at the bottom, our ability to receive Yud Hey Vav Hey, holiness. So it means unifying Tiferet in yellow and Malchut in Techelet, light blue, or actually it's sky blue, should be. In modern Hebrew, Techelet is a light blue, but in biblical Hebrew, Patil Techelet, a thread of blue, is the color of add to, ask to unmute, or that's the perfect color of Techelet. So so this is to unify the Blessed Holy One, Yud He Vav He Tiferet, and his Shekhinah, his Malchut, his presence. It's a part of God within us, as well as the part of God flowing into us, near to what is hidden and unrevealed. And you have to be a Kabbalist to understand what that means. Hidden and unrevealed is knowledge yet to be discovered. It is the unknowable that is knowable. If we only could bring wisdom into understanding. Remember at the top two, if we could only bring wisdom into understanding, we can draw down discovery. So it's the undiscovered. Bring us near. We unify Tiferet and Malchut, the Blessed Holy One, and his Shekhinah, to get close to what is hidden and unrevealed. Keter, the ultimate source, for the sake of all Israel. For the sake of all Israel means the Shekhinah among all Israel and Israel's role in the world, not the state of Israel, but the Jewish role in the world. So this builds in to this theology, the mission of Judaism, Tikkun Olam, fixing the world, another Kabbalistic concept. Passover is all about, and the Seder is all about our renewing and strengthening our left side so we can be better receivers of God to make a better world. Starting with the Kiddush. So we'll say the incantation together, and then we'll go into the Kiddush. And as you drink the wine, savor every taste. Lean to the left as you drink it. That's it. And so you're leaning towards that left side of the Sfirot, of the tree of life, it's called, the Sfirot. And feel the essences of God, the holiness of God coming in and mixing with the presence of God, and feel holiness flowing in. So we say, Hinene muchana mizuman l'kayem mitzvat kos rishona mi'arba kosot l'shem yichud kedusha b'richu l'shchinateya al yedei hachu tamir b'nei olam b'shem kol Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei peri hagofen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher b'chabanu mikol ha'am v'romamanu mikol ha'shon v'kiddusanu v'mitzvotav v'titein lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'yachavaha moedim l'simcha chagim uzmanim l'sason et yom chag hamatzot hazeh zman chayutenu mikra kodesh zecher l'tziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'chata v'yotanu kiddashtu mikol ha'amim moadei kodshecha b'simcha b'sason hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Yisrael v'hazmanim. Now close your eyes, lean to the left, don't spill the wine, and take a sip, put your feet flat on the ground, feel the Shekhinah coming up to your feet. And as you drink the wine, feel the holiness coming into your Shekhinah. Take a few sips. I'm feeling the sweetness of this Manischewitz and the potency. This wine is opening the gates of holiness coming down from our chest, our torso, to our feet. When you're ready, you can come back, open your eyes. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Let us fulfill your commandment to learn, to become immersed in Torah. So now we add with Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. So may the flow, the hashpa'ah, the shepra of God sustain us and continue us so that we can reach this time. So now, another Kabbalistic ritual, we wash the hands. My assistant Barbara will be. So as you should have a bowl of water. It's a good time to go get one. And we do, it's the only time we wash our hands without doing the blessing. We wash them again later. But why do we wash the hands? Because water represents chesed, goodness, kindness. Here's the tree of life again. So chesed is right here. Here's wisdom and understanding that we talked about before. And here's chesed and gevura. Chesed is the center of the right side. Right side is Yetzer HaTov, the good inclination that balances and harmonizes the left side when needed. But tonight, of course, we don't need it. But pouring water is a ritual to bring chesed to us. So as you're pouring water over each hand, you do it twice, just like in the Netilat Yadayim. Feel the water, close your eyes, experiencing the cool water, like a cool swim on a hot, hot day. And that is chesed. Feel the chesed. Think for a minute. What is chesed in my life? What is chesed? Is compassion, kindness, goodness, loving kindness. Everything that's good that flows into us from Hashem, from the source. And then, now that we have chesed, we move to bina, because we take something green, and I have here parsley, you have salt water. I mentioned you should have a bowl of salt water. I think that's what this is right here. Oh, great. Celery, parsley, any green, fresh vegetable represents spring, but in Kabbalah, it represents bina. Because see, bina is green, just like the gevura is red, the wine. The green is bina, our intelligence. So as we taste, dip, and taste the fresh bina mixed in with salt, which is either another symbol for bina, is the sea, and the sea is salty. And it also represents yesod down there, both intelligence and yesod, which is life itself, came out of the sea. And the flow of life that keeps us alive, that makes us healthy. So we're combining these two, our intelligence and our sense of life and healing, and just focus on what that means to you. As we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri ha'adamah, who creates the fruit of the ground. And lean to the left. Then moving right along, another Kabbalistic ritual. We have 3 matzahs, 3 representing these 3 levels of Sfirot: Tiferet, Yesod, Malchut. But the matzah represents intelligence that doesn't have wisdom. Lechem oni, incomplete bread. Reminder all week that we've eliminated the evil inclination, that we can celebrate matzah, bina, just for itself. You take your middle piece of matzah, and in one movement, break it in half. Take the smaller piece and ask someone at the Seder table to go hide it. Now, what's the purpose of that? This represents the 16th century concept of Shbirat HaKelim, the smashing, breaking of the vessels as if they're vessels of glass, of the channels of the Sfirot that lead down. That the legend has it of Isaac Luria in the 16th century, that the potency when God created the world was so strong that the Gevura, the power that holds the walls, that channels these flows to us and into the world and enables creation, was so intense that the channels broke. And shadows, shards with Gevura, were what's left over. And that's another explanation of evil in the world. And Tikkun Olam is fixing the world, responding to Afikomen, and we've conducted a metaphor for the Shivirat, and the metaphor for fixing the world is when we share it and eat the Afikomen at the end of the meal. I bet you didn't know that. Okay. And this, hold it up. Point to it. Hold up your matzah. This is the bread of incompleteness, which our forefathers ate in the land of Egypt. All who are hungry, let them come and eat. All who are needy, let them come and celebrate the Passover with us. Now we are here. Next year, may we be in the land of Israel. Now we are slaves. Next year, may we be free men. Think about what that means to you as we sing. Halachma anyati achlu avchatfana bi'ara'ati Mitzrayim. Kol dachin yitain v'yichal, kol tatzrich yitain v'yifsach. Hashata hacha, l'shana haba ba'ar'a Yisrael. Hashata abdi, l'shana haba B'nei Chorihin. And for those of you who speak Hebrew, this is in Aramaic. So something that no one can really understand in the Aramaic, unless you're a scholar of Talmud or Kabbalah, but to something everybody can understand, the idea of questioning. The rest of the Seder is about questioning, about raising, instigating and promoting and stimulating a desire to learn, a hod, desire to build your bina, understanding in the world. That's part of the left side. Our emotions are crucial for us to be able to get anything done. Manishtana, why is this night different from all other nights? Because we lean to the left. Because we've eliminated evil inclination, because we can celebrate bina, gavura, and hod, understanding, power, and motivation. On all of the nights, we eat leavened bread, or matzah. On this night, why only matzah? Because we're avoiding evil inclination. Chametz is a reminder that we can celebrate the goodness of the potential for evil, of the evil inclination. On all other nights, we eat herbs of any kind. On this night, only bitter herbs, maror. Well, because maror represents the ability to feel. And we're going to experience that when we have maror, and then maror with matzah, and meditate on that. And on all of the nights, we don't dip, even once, but on this night, we dipped twice. Well, we just dipped once, and maybe someone can tell me when the second dipping is, maybe with the charosis. But it's not in the Haggadah itself directly, is it? Which is a question. This is geared to spur questions, particularly among those who don't know how to ask. On this and all other nights, we eat our meals in any manner, but on this night, everyone is leaning. Kulanu misubin. So, let me get we're now going to sing the Manishtana. I have a space problem here. B minor. Good question, Barbara.
Original sound.
Nope. Thank you for reminding me. Gotta turn off the original sound. First, I gotta get out of this in order to do that. Boy, Zoom makes it harder and harder to use Zoom. Audio. You sounded loud. Okay. Manishtana הלילה הזה That was a ya la 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 part. Farbrengen always likes to do a la la la. So if we had time, I guess we do have time. We could have done that for 10 minutes. Really gotten into the spirit of questioning. When you put aside the words and just do ya la la, you become a chassid. You reach God through joy, through singing, through dancing. And now that I put the accordion down, I see we have another song. Avadim chayinu, chayinu, lefero b'mitzrayim, b'mitzrayim. Avadim chayinu, lefero b'mitzrayim. Avadim chayinu, lefero b'mitzrayim. I think it's just when we were good Ben Chorim. I can't remember that song, which is why I didn't bother to pick up the accordion. But we were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt. And Yud He Vav He, this says the eternal. The name of God is very important in Kabbalah. This is the holy name of God that's speaking, Tiferet, in yellow. Yud He Vav He, our God, brought us out from there with a strong hand and an outstretched arm. Well, strong hand and outstretched arm, that's the part of the body that is, the right hand is chesed, and the right arm is chesed, and the left is gevura. So you have compassion on the right side, gevura on the left side, with tiferet, or torso, balancing the two in the middle. Now, if he had not brought us out, our fathers out from Egypt, then even we, our children and our children's children, might still have been enslaved to Pharaoh in Egypt. In other words, if we don't help to repair the world, we'll all be slaves to tyrants. And maybe that's what's happening in a scary way now. Therefore, even if we were all wise, all men of understanding, all chokhmah and bina, See how the Kabbalistic symbols are interwoven into this. And even if we were all old and well learned in Torah, it would still be our duty to tell the story of the departure from Egypt. And the more one tells of the departure from Egypt, the more he is praiseworthy. In other words, engaged in Torah. Remember, after the meditation, that's blessed God for the commandment of engaging in Torah, which to Kabbalists is what it's all about. Torah is the engaging in Torah is the sphira of Netzach, the enduring sphira of Netzach. The one down here on the bottom, you can see. Oh, I think I forgot to turn off the original sound. Is it echoey? I did. How's that, better?
You did press
Yeah.
the other thing.
I did.
Okay. And the second dipping
And then-
is Maror in, Horosis, yes. Apparently it's Maror.
yeah.
Too.
Right. Exactly. Barbara pointed out the second dipping is the maror in Horosis, which is a folk custom, maybe because they had to find, our ancestors had to find a place where there's a second dipping, because it's not instructed so in the Mishnaic version of section that's the Haggadah. Okay, now the next part is very interesting. And I'm sure you got a lot of questions on that. Let me read it first, and then I'll tell you what it means Kabbalistically. Well, the action of, I'm on page 9, and your pages may not be the same because I have an older version of this than the one that it's the latest I could find that I put in the invitation today. The action of Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Joshua, Rabbi Elazar, the son of Azariah, Rabbi Akiba, Rabbi Tafon, names all these rabbis. Why? Who sat all night in Bnei Brak, telling the story of the departure from Egypt. And towards the morning, when the sun arose, their students came to tell them it was time for the morning prayers. Now you're asking, what does that mean? How is that tied into this theme? Well, you have to know that those were rabbis, by legend, that were involved in planning the Bar Kokhba revolt in the 2nd century against the Romans. So they were planning all night long. They were doing tikkun. They were doing Kabbalah all night long. And because it's Passover, they could plan something that in normal times would be evil, sinful, a revolt. But sometimes we need to revolt in order to fix the world. Sometimes there is a need to use power and use our intelligence and be emotionally driven. I'm angry and I'm not going to take this anymore. And what does it mean when towards morning the students came to tell them it was time for the morning prayers? They're saying, rabbis, enough talk, let's go out and do it. Let's attack. It's morning. So Rabbi Elazar, the son of Azariah, said, well, here I am, a man of 70 years, yet I do not understand why the story of the departure from Egypt should be told at night. Until Ben Zoma explained it. The Bible commands us, saying that you may remember the day of your going out from Egypt, all the days of your life. Ben Zoma explained, the days of your life might mean only the days, but all the days of your life. includes the nights also. That's because it's nighttime, the time of evil inclination, but it's also the time of revolt, time of terrorist actions, the time to resist and fight back against the Nazis in the forests of France. The other sages, however, explain it this way. The days of the life refer to this world, but all the days of the life to bring the time of the Messiah. The time of the Messiah to a Kabbalist is the Messianic age, is when we've made the world so perfect, we've collected all the klipot, all the shards from the broken vessels of early creation. And we just have a holy, balanced tree of life to flow into human beings. Blessed is Hamakom. The name of God says, blessed is God, but it's Hamakom, the place, which is Tiferet, the place of holiness. Blessed is of holiness, who gave the Torah to his people Israel. And Torah itself is a symbol for Tiferet. Blessed is he. The Torah speaks about 4 sons, one who is wise, one who is rasha, bad, evil, one who is simple, and one shelo yodea lishol, who does not know how to ask. Adam, did you want to read this part? I promised you could read this part if you're there. Okay. You want to come in here and do it, or do it on Zoom? Okay, we're on 11, page 11.
The simple son asks, "What is this?" To him you shall say, "With a strong hand the Eternal brought us out of Egypt, from the house of bondage." As for the son,
You better come in here because we can't hear you unless you're on mute.
as for the son who does not even know how to ask a question, we must begin for him.
Did you want me?
No, just come up over here to the microphone.
As for the son who does not even know how to ask,
Come on in.
as for the son who does not even know how to ask a question, he must begin for him, as is written in the Bible. You shall tell your child on that day, "This is done because of that which the Eternal did for me when I came forth out of Egypt." One might think that the Seder ceremony should be performed on the first day.
Okay, well, that's enough for that. That completes the 4 sons. So how does this fit in Kabbalistically? What does it mean? So we have the wise, the evil, the simple, the not knowing how to ask. And what's interesting is the lesson of this on the spira of Netzach and of Hod. Remember Netzach and Hod? Here they are again. That's down here. Light pink and dark pink. Netzach is principles and teaching and explaining. We teach our sons and daughters. We teach our employees. We instruct. Moses is the forefather of Netzach, the lawgiver. But Hod, Aaron, is the motivation to carry out that teaching. The meaning of life is part of Netzach. And Hod is the incentive and the drive So what the father does in each of these, in a Kabbalistic reading, is responds in a way that stimulates the wise son to want to learn more by telling him more, teaching him more. He becomes self-motivated. The more you learn, the more you want, the more hold you get, more excited you get about learning, discovering, and you want to learn more and more. The Rasha needs to be turned around. He's got other priorities in life. He's influenced by the Yetzer Hara of Hod, which is maybe stubbornness, laziness. So the father tries to instill principles of wanting to learn. This is what God did to me, for me. Make him feel excluded. Maybe it's a way for him to mend his ways. A simple son, start to explain and try to stimulate his interest in wanting to learn, his curiosity. That's part of Hod, curiosity. And who doesn't know how to ask, doesn't know how to ask? Do you remember Adam? What's the response to the simple son says, "What's this?" And you shall say, "With a strong hand the Eternal brought me out of Egypt." And for the son who does not even know how to ask, you begin for him. You must begin for him. You shall tell your child on that day, it is done for which Elohim did for me when I came forth out of Egypt. The same message as for the Rasha, interestingly enough. In other words, you do what's necessary to instill even in the 4-year-old the desire and the experience of holiness. Okay. So I'm going to skip the next few pages and the rest of that page. And then we get into, we raise the cup, we raise the Gevurah, the power. Everybody with me with the names of the Sfirot? Should have the 2 handouts in front of you, the simplified one for quick reference. We raise the cup, and we raising the power of God in our hand. In my case, it's the hand of Chesed. You may want to raise it in your hand of Gevurah. The promise made to our forefathers holds true also for us. For more than once have they risen against us to destroy us, and every generation they raise against us and seek our destruction. But the Holy One, blessed He, Tiferet, Yud He Vav He, saves us from their hands. But holiness, which is harmony and balance, saves us from their hands, given power. Don't drink it, unless you want to cheat. You can do that. Okay, come and learn. Now this is interesting. Question is, what is wrong with this section? Okay, that's the question. Come and learn. Yeah, come and learn, a common Talmudic expression. Say v'lamad means go and learn. Go out and learn. Go out into the world and learn. What Laban the Syrian tried to do to our father Jacob. While Pharaoh decreed only against the males, Laban desired to uproot all. For so it is written, a Syrian sought to destroy my father. And he went down to Egypt and dwelled there. A handful, few in numbers. They became a great nation, great, mighty, and numerous. What's wrong with that paragraph? Anybody know? Come on, you've been to tens of Seders. You just skip this section. Well, what's wrong with it is not correct. It's not literally what happened. Laban was not such a bad guy. And it's almost telling us this to stimulate our interest to go out and learn. Laban was a good guy in a lot of ways. Yeah, maybe he was insistent on getting a fair trade and work for his two daughters. And maybe he fooled Jacob with Leah first when he really wanted Rachel. But he also was a somewhat righteous man and a wise in different ways and a good man. It certainly wasn't an example of evil. And he's called here Assyrian, sought to destroy my father. He wasn't Assyrian. And he sent down to Egypt and dwelled there a handful. No, Jacob didn't go down to Egypt until the end of the book of Genesis, when Joseph had saved the whole world from hunger, starvation, and unified the world to be able to overcome such similar natural disasters. And they had to persuade him to come down in those last chapters of Genesis. He went down to Egypt. Why did he go down to Egypt? He was compelled by God's decree. No, there was no decree in Torah to go down. It was Joseph persuading him to come join, live down there. He dwelled there. This means that Jacob, our father, did not go down to Egypt to settle there, but only to stay for a short time. This is all midrash. So it is said, and they said to Pharaoh, we have come to dwell in the land because there is no pasture for the flocks, for your servants, since the famine is very hard in the land of Canaan. And now let your servants dwell in the land of Goshen. Few in number, it said, your forefathers went down to Egypt with 70 persons. Now the Eternal made them numerous as the stars in the heaven. Well, a lot of the numerous were the multitude, the mixed multitude that went out. Some say that 60 or 70% of the Israelites were a mixed multitude. And there became a great nation. From this we learn that Israel became a distinct nation in Egypt. No, it wasn't a nation until Moses formed them into a nation. That's the whole theme of the book of Exodus. So this is written to raise questions. They assumed everybody knows this when, and I don't know when this, I don't think this is, I'm not sure if this is in the, it's not in the Mishnah. It may be in the Gemara. But great and mighty, Gavur, it is said, and the children of Israel were fruitful and increased and multiplied and became very strong and numerous, so the land was filled with them. No, arose, Exodus starts, there arose in Egypt a Pharaoh that did not know Joseph. Joseph represents righteousness. Yesod, he's the forefather of Yesod, of life itself, life making, and of the balance and harmony of all of the Sfirot coming together so that he could actually, for the first time in history, save the world in partnership with Hashem. So Laban, number one, Laban sought to destroy, false. Number two, no mention of Joseph or Pharaoh who did not know Joseph. There's no mention of, it's mentioned that there's of a compelled by God. Jacob was compelled by God in some sort of command. No, it didn't happen. and 4 went for a short time, and 5 there became a nation. That's counter to the whole theme of Exodus, of Moses coalescing the people, and of the interpretation of the 10 plagues that we're about to address, that they were directed not against, but to the people, to help Moses to mold the people into a people, a nation. So now we'll skip page 13 and 14. And it's still a halachic Seder, even though we skip pages. So we'll get all the halachic elements will be included. But you can read these on your own. But go to page 14. And again, it says the eternal, but it's Yud He Vav He. And Tiferet, holiness, brought us forth from Egypt with a strong hand and with an outstretched arm, with power, and celebrate the power side of the tree of life, and with great terror and with signs and wonders. And Yud He Vav He brought us forth from Egypt, not by a ministering angel, not by a fiery angel, not by a messenger, but by himself in his glory. In glory, kavod has a Kabbalistic meaning too, of being the 4 lower sfirot. Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. Those 4 together is the glory of Yud He Vav He. So that's Netzach, Hod, Yesod, and Malchut. So out of harmony and balance comes the tools that we need to be co-creatives, which is principles, planning, purpose, the inspiration and incentive, Hod. All this is also called Yesod, because all the Sfirot come together in Yesod, and they represent righteousness, the ability to make the world right, and finally the Shekhinah. That's the kavod of Yud He Vav He, which gives meaning to a lot of prayers, understanding that. There, am I back? So then we start spilling blood, spilling dam and ve'esh, the timrot ashan, on page 15. And it doesn't give us an explanation or a reason, but those are 3 parallel symbols, anagogies, for Gavura. Blood, as well as wine, and fire, and pillars of smoke are all symbols of Gavura. So take a drop of wine. I need another plate. I lost it. I could use this plate. Okay. So close your eyes. Take a drop of Gavura on your finger and say the word dam, blood, and visualize blood. And now fire, the power of fire. Esh, timrot, ashan, and pillars of smoke. And feel that you're bringing power where you need it in your life. Just close your eyes and think for a minute about, where am I short on power? Where do I have responsibilities, but I don't have the power to carry them out. Responsibilities to family, responsibilities to employees, to friends, to organizations. Think about where you need power in your life and do it again. Dam be'esh v'timrot ashan. Amen. There's an interesting section you can read on your own that is, again, total nonsense. Another interpretation with a strong hand refers to 2 plagues, with outstretched arms 2, with great terrors 2, and so forth, and discussion about leading up to the 10 plagues, and then after the 10 plagues, more discussion. And what does that mean? Well, it's a display of Bina. That's what Bina without Chokhmah is, because we don't have any evil inclination. We don't have any chametz in our lives right now. For this whole week, we can celebrate the mind, the left side of the brain, the ability to be intelligent, to understand things. Better if you have wisdom with it. But if not, at this time, you can just play word games. You can do crossword puzzles. And that's what they're doing. This is called Pilpul. They're discussing, and it's almost, at the time it was written, probably in the Middle Ages, and added to the Haggadah, was probably making fun of the Pilpul. They thought it was funny. But that brings us to something that's not funny, that's very serious. It's like a sandwiched between this Pilpul. And a lot of that Pilpul indirectly, you might say, is about something that is very hard to accept literally. That God, why would God, Yud-He Vav-He, specifically, Tiferet, harmony and balance, impose all of these plagues in order to try to convince Pharaoh to free the people? Yeah, maybe it was directed at the people in order to coalesce the people, but that's all midrash and rationalization. It's like Pilpul, arguing about the groupings of these instead of the meaning of these 10 plagues. So think about that for a minute as we meditate on these 10 plagues and think about today, war, in order to try to force Ukraine to accept foreign power, or to force Iran. As sympathetic I am actually to the president's objectives and Netanyahu's objectives, still all war is something like plagues. It makes us think about the plagues. Was it necessary that all of the Egyptians had to suffer? That there's so much collateral damage just to try to force someone who you're just going to harden his heart anyways, which is hardening his hope. So let's remember those plagues, and we spill a little bit of our power in remembrance of the suffering of the Egyptians through blood, dam, and say with me, frogs, Sephardea, vermin, kinim, beasts, arov, cattle disease, dever, boils, shechin, hail, barad, locusts, arbeh, darkness, Hoshech, and the worst one of all that was explicitly committed by Yud He Vav He, Makot Bechorot. So just close your eyes for a minute. Feel the dampness of your index finger, blood on your hands. And just think for a minute about abuse of power in the world and wars that didn't have to be wars. If there was just a little more negotiation, a little more wisdom, a little more kindness, a little more principle. Amen. And then, interesting, Rabbi Yehuda Hayat noten bechem simanim. Rabbi Yehuda used to refer to them by symbols. And that's Titzach, Adash, Biachav. So they'd be remembered. And that's another aspect of Bina. How do we, in memory gimmicks, how can we remember things and learn things? We're always excelling in our ability to strengthen Bina through use of computer, through the cloud, through Google, through
Yeah.
AI.
Does anybody have questions?
Yep. Good. Barbara asks, who's my AGC co-conducting the Seder. This is brought to you by Barbara and Jay. She says, does anybody have questions? This is good.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hi.
This is wonderful. You alluded to this. When do we think the Haggadah was written? Was it written in stages? There was some text, amplification of the text, and how did it evolve?
Well, there's clearly a lot of Kabbalah in it, and there's actual passages such as the incantation and other things and rituals that are most likely Kabbalistic and inserted by Kabbalists and by the publishers of various Haggadot over the. It's been a product that's been in transition and developing even to today, totally legitimate contemporary Haggadot, like our friend Arthur Wasco, may rest in peace, his Freedom Haggadah. It's one of the first. And a lot of families, including Barbara's family, developed their own family Haggadahs. And that's a good process.
The earliest days, do we know about that?
It's in the Mishnah. The four questions are in the Mishnah. And having maror, the part we're getting to, the ceremonial tastings, but not specifically, it just generally. And I haven't reviewed the Talmud itself, but I'd like to do that actually. I'm curious also how much of this is in the Talmud, and then probably most it's just the bare structure that's in the Talmud, but that part that has all the intentional errors, that's probably in the Gemara. It's an aside. That's in Gemara speak a joke, so it's hyperbole. It's intentional error to get you to question and see. It's a teaching technique. Yeah.
The oldest surviving manuscript of Haggadah is from the 10th century and written by Sadia Gaon.
Oh, Sadia Gaon.
It was incorporated in the prayer book.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I think I knew that at one time. So, Hashar?
Yes, Tasha. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you for putting this together. So I guess I should have asked this like over an hour ago, but you mentioned the rabbis of the Bar Kokhba convening until morning prayer, but I thought the Seder should be completed by midnight.
That's a good question. So why are they meeting? Not only why are they meeting, but they talked about, they didn't, it doesn't say they did the Seder, but they talked about the moving out of Egypt. So even after the Apikomen, they can continue to debate and talk and plan. But the interesting point there is that these rabbis were planning a revolt.
Mhm.
And they needed the young students to come in and say, okay, rabbis, it's time to go. Enough planning, enough talk. It's time for the saying of the Shema. The recital of the Shema is how you get the day going. And it in Kabbalah, reciting the Shema does the same thing as these incantations. It merges the holiness of God with his Shekhinah. And beautiful parts of the Zohar that we've studied several times in the Monday class. So everybody is welcome and invited to come on Monday to the next class, and we'll continue. So now we got to get to Diana.
Would you change it to the music?
No, it's in G, I think.
And did you?
Oh,
change
no,
it?
I didn't. But this music hasn't been changed for centuries. Yeah, everybody should sing. We will play Dayenu, and let us know when we come to the last verse. But stay muted because there will be a cacophony of sound, unless Zoom has really improved their synchronization.
TMT?
You have to get these straps on. We could do it in D. I said G.
G.
Yeah. Okay. Ilu chotzi anu hotzi.
Not hearing it.
I think I forgot to put on the sound, right? Can you hear?
No.
No, I did forget. Boy, is this a pain in the neck. They made it so hard to do it. Original sound for musicians. Verse 3. Last verse. Did I get all the verses in?
No.
I lost count in the middle. So we did our Dayenu. And
And it was
It's-
different.
yeah. So how are we doing? Plenty of time. So Rabban Gamliel Haya Omer. Rabbi Gamliel would say, you have to know who Rabbi Gamliel is. So, and Rabbi Gamliel was a tough, strict disciplinarian who was the chief rabbi of the Mishnaic period. And the stories of how he sort of forced his interpretation on others and even excommunicated certain rabbis who didn't follow suit. So now he's, but in assuming we know that, this is on page 21, Rabbi Gamliel used to say, whoever does not explain the following three symbols at the Seder on the Passover has not fulfilled his duty. That is, the Passover offering, the Pesach, matzah, and maror. So that's essential. To have a halachic Seder, we have to talk about Gevura, Bina, and Hod, because they represent those three on the emanations on the left side. So we point to each one, pick it up from your Seder plate. This is a bone, okay? And it represents the bone of strong arm of Gevura.
Bone of contention.
It also represents the sacrifice, which would be Hod, but power, Gevura, sort of fits with the theme of Rabbi Gamliel. He was, and matzah, and we point to the matzah. And as we point to the matzah, it's not just to get the attention of the kids. And why are you pointing? It's like pointing Zot HaTorah Asher Sam Moshe. You're not saying that is the Torah. This means Netzach, learning from Torah, engaging in Torah. And engaging in Torah is drawing down the flow like an antenna into us. So, Zot HaMatzah, this is the matzah, this is Bina. And feel as you're pointing, close your eyes and feel the power of your intelligence coming down through your arm. Maybe it's more effective with the left hand because it's all part of the left side. And maror, this is the maror, red, the red of beets and of gevura. But maror is also the sphera of emotion. So so we just covered 3 pages of misleading counter interpretations. But and we are on raising the cup. Here's my little cup. Raise your big cups. And we say on page 24, therefore, lefikach, it is our duty to thank and to praise in song and prayer, to glorify and extol Him who performed all these wonders for our forefathers and for us. He brought us out from slavery to freedom, from anguish to joy, from sorrow to festivity, from darkness to great light. Let us therefore sing before Him a new song. And we do the Hallel, Hallelujah.
So music is very important.
Yeah, it is. And on page 25, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai Eloheinu means Bina when the two are together. The Lord our God, the Lord my God, whenever the two Yud He Vav He, the holy name, and Elohim come together, it's the Sfira of Bina. So blessed is Bina, who rules the universe. Yeah, intelligence does rule the universe, who deemed us and redeemed our forefathers from Egypt and brought us to this night to eat matzah and bitter herbs. Thus may the eternal our God, Yud He Vav He, our God, Bina, and God of our fathers. The fathers are Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, which is Hesed, kindness, Gevurah, power, and Tiferet, holiness. Bring us to future feasts. Thus may Yud He Vav He Eloheinu, Bina, bring us to further festivals in peace, and to upholding your city Jerusalem, to the happiness of your service, that we may partake there of ancient offerings. We shall then offer to you a new song for our redemption and salvation.
Did you turn off the original sound?
No, I forgot to. Someone's got to remind me to turn off original sound. So that might have been a little echoey, right? Noise removal. Okay. So now we're at the second cup of wine. What is it?
I just noticed that it says enabled us to reach this night and eat matzah and bitter herbs. And I thought it was interesting that we're not just forced to eat bitter herbs, we're enabled, showing how important, I guess, Hod is as part of the equation. It's like a treat. It's like something that we are.
That's a really good point, Barbara. And the name itself, according to a famous 13th century Kabbalist, Ikatia, it doesn't come from Hod, majesty, which is its literal contemporary translation. It's from Hoda'ah, gratefulness, which is the core of Hasidism, to be able to feel grateful to Hashem all the time. So with that in mind, let's do the second cup of wine on page 26. And remember the incantation. Let's do the incantation, lean to the left, and And I'll do a guided meditation as we slowly drink and savor the cup of wine. There I am. Hineni, here I am, ready and invited to fulfill the mitzvah of the second cup of 4 cups, in order to unite the Blessed Holy One and his Shekhinah near to what is hidden and revealed, near to the unknowable source, Ein Sof Keter, for the sake of all Israel, for the sake of the mission of the Jewish people. Hineni mukhan u'mezuman l'kayem mitzvat kos shniya me'arba kosot v'shem yichud kedusha b'rechu shchinatea al yedei hachu tamir v'ne'elam v'shem kol Yisrael. Together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam borei pri hakofen. Lean to the left, close your eyes, and feel the power of Tiferet from your torso, moving down into the genitals and meeting there right in the middle with Shekhinah. Now savor the taste. Let it feel a tingling in your mouth, in your throat. That tingling is power. With grape juice, the same thing. If you're using grape juice. Now again, we wash the hands. What happened to my bowl? Ah, thanks. And we say the prayer, an interesting prayer that you might not know. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher shanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. And it means not on the washing of the hands, but on the raising of the hands. And Kabbalistically, that's significant because the raising of the hands is the raising of Chesed in the right hand and Gevurah the left hand, together, balanced by your arms, your shoulders, your body. You're creating a balance between left and right. So think about that on Shabbat when you do Netilat Yadayim. And then we move to the interesting part. The motzi and the matzah.
You didn't have the horosis in there.
Oh, really? No, it's not in the Haggadah. So we repeat the incantation. Hineni, I am ready and invited to fulfill the mitzvah of achilat matzah, the eating of matzah. L'shem yichud, in the name of the yichud, the unity of Tiferet and Malchut, of the Holy One, blessed be He, and His presence within us, our ability to feel God's presence. Al Yadeh, near the the one who is unknowable until we can remove the veil and know Hashem by these emanations into the world. And let us discover in the name of Kol Yisrael, the name of all Israel, as we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. And then, leaning to the left, Baruch, it needs some matzah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav b'tzivanu al achilat matzah. And then just dwell on that taste, the dry taste. Focus on the taste. This is when you're commanded to eat matzah. It's a choice to eat matzah the rest of the week, but commanded at the Seder. To remind us of Bina, of our own intelligence, and the gift we've been given, and the talents that we have. That is not our talent is not our own. So now with maror, take a nice, oh, thanks. Take a sizable chunk of horseradish. See it? Red, gavura. But its taste, it motivates us. So as we taste the maror, lean to the left. And oh, it says here, dip bitter herbs in the harosis. So we do dip twice. You're right, Barbara. So take a little bit of harosis with it. Harosis represents the sphira of Tiferet, perfect harmony and balance, a perfect recipe, perfect taste. That's what perfection is, beauty, Tiferet, it's holiness. Hinei muchanu muzuman l'kayim mitzvat achilat maror, the eating of maror, Shem Yichud, in the name of the unification of Tiferet and Malchut, of holiness and Shekhinah, Al Yadei Hachu, getting close to the unknowable, the hidden, that we have not yet discovered. B'Shem, in honor of, in the name of all of Israel, we have this responsibility of Yichud. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat maror. Feel the stinging on your tongue mixed with the sweetness of the charoset. And think, where do I need motivation in my life? Think about that flowing into your left leg, the part of the body associated with maror and with hod, the sphira of emotion. Where do I need more emotion? Think about our gratefulness that we have emotion, that things can be fun, that we can get excited about things, that we can be grateful to God. And now Hillel would make a sandwich of matzah and maror together. So continuing to think about these same themes. Take matzah and maror together, with or without the charoset. I'm going to just do it with matzah and maror, like Hillel says. Gee, that's an awful big chunk of maror, horseradish. Okay. And there's no blessing for this. This is Hillel's custom, but continue the same thought of slowly feeling the taste and thinking about meditating on your emotions. What have been good, since we have no evil inclination, think just of good emotions, good things. What you need to really accomplish your purpose in life, your netzach. Now take a nice chunk of haroset on matzah and enjoy the harmony, the balance of these flavors. Now Barbara just brought me something else that doesn't have a specific place in the Seder, but we can eat it any time, and this is as good a time as any. The egg. The egg symbolizes the womb, which is a symbol of the gestation of new ideas, which is Bina. And so think Bina again as you put some salt on the egg and feel that you're delving into the unknown, the hidden knowledge that you need to in order to succeed. What do I need to know? Think. Just close your eyes and focus on what do I need to know. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri ha'of, the fruit of the chicken. Now, I hope everybody has prepared a meal for themselves. Or if you're in a group, that's great. And while we have the meal, we can entertain questions and discussions, sort of open up the floor, whoever wants to talk, have questions, and we'll enjoy our Shulchan Aruch. Anybody have anything?
Okay, Jay, I'll ask anything about the role of women in this whole Megillah, in this whole outpouring of compassion and concern and remembrance.
Oh, great question. I don't know. Let me think about that. Anybody have an answer to that? it's a discussion question. What's the specific role of women? How could this specifically more strongly relate to women besides being stuck in the kitchen for 2 days? Where Barbara was preparing for 2 Seders.
Lighting the candles before the holiday.
Yeah. Women have a very specific role in lighting the candles, as Barbara said.
Mhm.
First, to really welcome in the Sabbath bride, which is the Shekhinah, incidentally. And the concept of the lighting of the candles is, again, a process of Yichud, of bringing holiness into the home and into our lives, bring a family together in holiness. That's been the historical, very central role of women in Judaism, ritually speaking, the ritual side. I'm thinking now about the role of women in the book of Exodus.
Does the Zohar have any specifics? I mean, all of the things you talk about are important that anyone do, but they're not particularly focused on the role that women might play.
No, the Zohar was probably written by men because those were the only ones that could study and read and write and participate in the 13th century.
So probably as
But,
women do the history and then
Yeah,
was actually happening.
but people like Rashi's daughter became hidden scholars,
Hmm.
like Yidel Mitten Fiddle. Maybe that's a meaning of Yidel Mitten Fiddle. That's a Yiddish theater play that was turned into a movie at some point. That's about a woman who dressed up as a little boy so she could play with the men and with her father on the street corners and play klezmer music.
What's the name of this again?
Yidel Mitten Fiddle.
Okay, yeah.
Yidel Mitten Fiddle. Yidel with
Yeah.
his fiddle. And I've never seen the movie or the play, but it was a big.
Maybe that's how Amelia
About
was.
that movie, Yentl.
Yeah. Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Jay.
Say your name.
Hi, it's Daryl. We were trying to figure out how to do this. We're not familiar with this stuff, the high tech. We wrote a message in there. I want to tell you, we listened to you tonight, and thank you so much. I know, gosh, I can't imagine how tired you are, but you did an awesome job, and we appreciate listening to you and your family tonight.
Well, thank you. Thanks for joining us. I feel sorry about you having lost your job. Yeah.
See how to. No, I didn't lose my job. I was trying to figure out how to do the settings on this camera thing with the technology, but we got it. I'm on with you now.
Oh, we're getting on Zoom. Yeah.
I didn't know how to do it. I was like telling my wife, let him know. Thank you when you said I wouldn't have anything. So we were trying to do that.
Much of it. Yeah, the beginning was an introduction to Kabbalah that was sort of important for understanding everything that follows, right, everybody? But join us. You can go to the JewishStudyCenter.org site, JewishStudyCenter.org, and there are a number of previous courses that I've done, introductions to Kabbalah, that everybody might be interested in.
Yes, please send it to.
I got the email. I think that's where I got the sign up.
Yes, please keep in
We
touch.
signed up for this, and there's a whole library of the recordings of similar lectures at
Wonderful.
Discovering Kabbalah or Introduction to Kabbalah or to the Zohar. There's different titles, but they cover in greater depth what I tried to cover in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're a wonderful, great guy. And I tell you, the world is so small. And we appreciate you coming out and doing this.
Well, thanks. Thanks a lot.
You
I
know,
really enjoy it. Yeah, you know, I'm a professor of Jewish studies, and the thing that I love, besides discovering new ideas and concepts through the Zohar, is teaching.
you're very good at. We're going to stay in touch with you and log in with you.
Well, once you've done, yeah, be in touch, and I think you have my email address, so you can uh, and it's just J at contemporarykabbalah.org, and we'll add you to the invitation list for Monday. And anybody else that wants to send me a note, J at contemporarykabbalah.org.
Yeah, we'll be there Monday.
Okay, great.
Thank you. I don't want to take up people's time. Thank you, people, for letting us talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll give people a few more minutes to eat, and then we'll wind up the Seder. Since we made this a 2-hour course / Seder, we already have exhausted our 2 hours. So I'll make it short and let people continue their own Seder and try to apply some of these concepts and ideas. So we have 2 more cups of wine to have. So stay around for the last 2 cups of wine. One is after the Birkat Hamazon and the blessing after meals. And then the last one is at the end of the Seder. So we have 2 that come pretty close together. Oh, this is my fish. I want to thank Barbara for making such a beautiful Seder meal for us. Now, in answer to Mindy's question, a little more depth about male and female, there's a lot of discussion in the Zohar about male and female. And merging, but in a biological sense rather than a sexist sense.
Yeah.
The male is the holiness of God that enters into, and they use sexual terminology very explicitly, that Shabbat begins with this intercourse between holiness, Yud He Vav He, the Holy One, blessed be He, this Tiferet, and his Shekhinah, his bride. When we welcome the bride in L'Chadodi, it's all about welcoming the presence of the Shekhinah and bringing about this intercourse within ourselves of the male and the female. The female, because she receives the seed of the male, and the male because he's the donor of this holiness coming into Shekhinah. So it's this beautiful passage so far about that process, and that beautiful poem by Shlomo Alkabetz in the 16th century. That if you understand what it means, and it's all about this concept of yichud, then wow, that's a gorgeous prayer. And it's so spiritual and so meaningful. Thank you for the soup. So it's not impolite tonight to eat and talk on Zoom. That's why this night is different from all other nights.
Thank you. I'm sorry I can't turn on my camera right now, but I just wanted to thank you for what you just said about Lahadodi, because it is beautiful, but I've never understood before who was the bride and who was the groom. How that worked.
Well, it makes no sense, especially in the English translations by rabbis who had no idea of the Kabbalistic significance of it and what it's really about.
Yeah. Well, and I knew that the emanations were that the Shekinah had a feminine, but I didn't understand how that came together until you just told us. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Now, the other masculine and feminine concept here, to go back to the tree of life here. So Tiferet and Malchut is what we're talking about. Can you see my pointer?
Yep.
So holiness and Malchut is Shekhinah, his ability to feel holiness and become holy, male and female, but also the whole right side, Chochmah, Chesed, Netzach, is male and enters into and impregnates intelligence, power, and emotion. And a big error amongst many scholars and students of Kabbalah is to put a sexist interpretation onto that. And it's not sexist at all. It's reproductive sexual. That in order to, the out of the womb of Bina, called the upper mother, come the 7 lower spirot. And so wisdom comes in and impregnates intelligence. And out of that comes the mazala in Aramaic, which is the flow of wisdom and intelligence together. And it turns into these 7 lower spirot. Now, right after we finish eating, we'll do the Sfirat HaOmer, which over the next 49 days, we spend 7 weeks, one for each Sfirah, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that comes out of the mother, Bina. And each day of that week is a coupling of one of these lower Sfirot with that weekly Sfirah. So today, it starts today, the second night of Pesach every year, and ends with Shavuos on the 50th day. So, I won't have a chance to eat that too. It's just a beautiful plate. Oh, thank you.
Your fish either.
Yeah, I've had bites of it. So tonight's Chesed Shebechesed, and then tomorrow is Gevura in Chesed, and then Tiferet in Chesed, and then Netzach in Chesed, and then Hod in Chesed, Yesod in Chesed, and Malchut in Chesed. So for those who practice this, it's really, I think, one of the most meaningful rituals of Kabbalah and innovations of Kabbalah, because it gives us something to think about in our own lives every day. As we started to do tonight with the ceremonial tastings and the glasses of wine with regard to Bina, Gevura, and Hod as standalones. But this pairing, what is the meaning of Chesed Shebechesed? Compassion within kindness, kindness within greatness, empathy within altruism, combining two within it, of all of these meanings, expansiveness in kindness. And then in the week of Gevura, what is Chesed that is in Gevurah, and then what is Gevurah that's in with Gevurah, and Tiferet in Gevurah. So it's a very interesting framework for contemplating, meditating on one's own life and what needs to be strengthened. Anyone who practices the counting of the Omer want to add anything to this?
No. It's now Andrew said he has a group that does it. And I forgot but I've done it for 2 years in a row, and I think it's extremely, extremely beneficial. I loved it. How are you feeling, Jay? You were sick last week.
Oh, I'm feeling all better. Last night I was still sick, and that's why I
Oh,
set up the table, so I'm separated from my two sons and my wife.
yeah.
Uh, but tonight I feel great.
Oh, good.
It's went away.
I have a cold, so I was thinking about you.
A little stuffy.
Yeah.
But if I'm a little spacey
Oh,
tonight, because I've had too much wine.
Patricia.
Patricia,
I have a cold now too. I can barely keep my head up, but I'm trying, and I couldn't have wine, so I've been having chicken soup the whole time.
oh no, I probably gave you that cold on Monday night at class.
That's what I thought.
I don't understand how I could, but
No,
you might.
the terms go right through the screen.
I think that just like the wisdom, but I would love to do the Omer thing. I have no idea what it is.
Well, you stay up late, so you could do it with me.
Okay, but you don't stay up that late.
No, you do. But
I do, but you don't.
Yeah. Well, I stay up until 11.
Okay.
Right. So, but we have to plan it. The time that we're going to get on the phone, and do you have the Omar on your phone? Any of the?
I don't even know what it is.
Okay, I'll send you my, I have two different ones, and I like to look at both of them because they're all different.
Is it
I do the same thing. I've got two different apps that I look at throughout the day each time.
Do you do it? Do you do it, James?
Right.
Yeah. I have for maybe 3 years. I didn't really do it when I was in the hospital and that, obviously. I kind of did it when I came out, was doing recovery, But yeah, I've done it for every bit of 3 years.
I've been doing it too since before COVID. And there's a book by Rabbi Yael Levy called Journey Through the Wilderness, A Mindful Approach to the Ancient Jewish Practice of Omer. And she also, if I can find her website, I'll put it in the chat, because you can sign up basically each page of the book, like for each night, you can get it as an email from her.
Yeah.
So you can be reminded every day of which day it is and which attributes. But the book is beautiful. I would recommend buying the book. It's been wonderful for me. And actually, I have a friend who's not Jewish who has enjoyed it so much that when I told her it was Passover and counting the Omer starts tonight, she was very excited. And she said she looks forward every year to counting the Omer. So I'll see if I can find a website for you.
Well, I suggest we do it right now with tonight's coupling, which is Chesed Sheba Chesed. That will get everybody started, and then hopefully people will follow through all 49 days and not miss any. That's a challenge. I also think about it all day long, every day. It's because it gives a whole focus to my life. And I've been doing it for years and years. But I'm so sad when it ends at Shavuos. But sort of builds to that holiday on Revelation, Shavuos, on receiving the 10 Commandments and staying up all night and studying, and building to that. So let me try to do something here.
So one I'm going to send is which begins the Omar counter. So every day when we go, it's going to have that day and those areas that we're going to lean into.
Yeah.
You can get them online.
So let me play you a wonderful song that we've come to love in our class on counting of the Omer.
Good.
Just close your eyes as you're eating and just listen to this, if I can get it to play. What's this do? Oh, here.
Journey through the wilderness.
Kochabrichu ushchinte Hineni mukhan umezuman Lekayem mitzvat haseh Leshem yichud Kochabrichu ushchinte הנני מוכן ומזומן לקיים מצוות עשה של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר של ספירת העומר שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו על ספירת העומר על ספירת העומר על ספירת העומר על ספירת העומר שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה שבע שבתות תמימות תהיינה
That is so beautiful.
Did that come through?
Here. Uh-oh.
I'm going.
Jay?
Yeah.
Wait, am I being echoed here?
Yeah, I had took me that much time to turn off the original sound, so it should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Last year, I think we heard this, and you showed us it's somebody's daughters, isn't it? Remember the musician or somebody? It's his daughters singing.
Yeah, it's done by, I think, written by a guy named Feldman. I don't think it's his daughter, but it's probably his wife, I think, that's singing.
Oh, Feldman?
Husband and wife, yeah. But you can find it on YouTube.
But what's it?
It's
What do
called
we look for?
Birat HaOmer.
I think it's Hadar.
I'm not sure. I don't think, I'm not sure.
It's they have a musical collective, I mean, and musical education in, I think, New York. And so there are a group of people who are together singing it and playing it, and someone's daughter, you're remembering the child who's on the stage, an adorable child, either coloring or doing homework.
No. It was grown women, young
Yeah,
women.
the music is grown women and men, but there's a child while they're doing that. She's just on the stage, because I watched it. I have a Havurah that's a meditation Havurah. And so every week during the counting of the Omer, we listen to that music as we do the meditation, or before and after. And so I'm very familiar with this video.
Okay, so how do we get I know, go to YouTube, but what do I look for?
It's Hadar.
Omer. You can just do a search for Al Sfirat, S-E. Well, I don't know how they spell it on there, but SEFIROT, Sfirat, A-T, Sfirat HaOmer. One word, HAOMER. And it'll come up.
HAOMER.
HaOmer, HAOMER.
Wait a minute, I'm getting a pen.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I know I found it last year and it was so moving, and I haven't heard it since then. But you think, James, do you know this link? He's not.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I was zoned.
Oh, did you hear the music that Jay just played? Okay, do you know how to get that link?
Oh, yeah, I've got it bookmarked on YouTube. Give me a minute, I'll find it.
Oh, I knew he would.
It's right here. Can you see this?
Yeah, that's them.
Yeah.
What? But hold on, between the chat and the.
There you can see Al Sefirat HaOmer.
Oh, once I see it written, it makes a lot more sense.
ALSEFIRAT HAOMER. There's Al Sefirat HaOmer, on the counting of the Omer. Sefirat means counting.
Okay.
Or
Hey, just give me a sec, I'll give you the link.
Omer.
Okay.
I just had to open a browser to get to it real quick. There it is.
Who are these people?
Yeah.
Oh, they got a
Who
lot
are
of
these
videos. Get on there and watch them. You're gonna love them.
Just a second. Let me.
Whoops. Sorry, I started mine already. Oops.
I'm just trying to go back to.
Sorry.
And we can see who they are.
I mean, it's
a
more
lovely
than one. This says Yusef Goldman. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me write.
Is this a traditional melody they were singing?
No, as they composed it.
They composed it. Okay.
Just the last few years here, they are Sefirat HaOmer, Nigun by Shira Meir Fight, Zach Redman.
It's a whole group. I mean, it's a whole group, and they have different musicians for different pieces. And one of the, I forget her name, the woman with the long dark hair, the thinner one, actually sings at my synagogue in New York on I think on it's not Purim. I don't remember, but the point is that they have a musical collective that does just Jewish psalms and songs, and they compose music, they teach people, they have workshops for people who play instruments or sing. I mean, they're very creative, and they bring a lot of people in. So it's not just these three people, they do a lot of things.
What's the name of the group?
I think it's Hadar.
Hadar, okay.
Mm-hmm. Joey Weisenberg is, I think he's the leader.
Joey Weisenberg. He wasn't there for that. I know Joey Weisenberg, but I don't think it was Hadar. I think it's another group. The first name is the one that wrote it.
Well, the woman who I recognize, the woman, well, I may be wrong, but I recognized a couple of the people.
What's your synagogue in New York where you hear them?
I'm sorry?
You say you heard them in a synagogue?
The woman who, I can't remember her name now. She's very, I mean, they do workshops sometimes at BJ, but at least one of them, I think, has been to Addis also. They're very, as I say, they really involve people. I mean, I mean, music and prayer are their calling, and they involve a lot of people.
Well, let's do the blessing now, and
okay, let me get this off.
Which is Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvanu al sfirat haomer. That's the blessing that God commanded us to count the Omer. And that's in Torah, one line that we count the days between the second day of Rosh Hashanah and Shavuos. We're counting the sheaves of wheat. One is the barley holiday, and Shavuos is the wheat holiday. That's what an Omer is, and Hayom shel Chesed b'Shavua shel Chesed. That's the counting of the day. Today is the day of the first day of the counting of the Omer, and it's the day of Chesed that is within Chesed. So just close your eyes for a moment and think about all the meanings that are on your tree of life of Chesed, and combining two of those together, two at a time. And what does that mean to you? Whether it's compassion in altruism, or kindness in our giving. So just think about that for a moment. When you're ready, let's turn to page 28. If anyone wants to share anything about the experience of counting the Omer, what came to your mind with regard to Chesed Shebechesed, go ahead and unmute yourself. And So on page 28, we do the grace after meal. Shir hamalot b'shuv Adonai et shivatzi yochayinu b'chol az yimale tzokenu ushonenu rina az omru ha'goyim higdil Adonai la'asot imele higdil Adonai la'asot imanu ha'ayinu smechim Shuv Adonai et shivatenu
Afikim
ha'negev ha'lorim be'edima ve'yitzoru halochim v'cho Moshe Meshech Hazara bo yavo Ose El Kumon. Now we say you should mute yourselves because we sound like a cacophony of sound because it's not synchronized on Zoom yet. But maybe next year Zoom will be in Lashana Haba will be synchronized. So Hinene Muchanu Mizuman Lekayem Mitzvat Aseh Shel Brichat Hamazon Shinemar ויאכלת ושבעת וברכת את אדוני אלוהיך על הארץ הטוב אשר נתן לך. לשם ייחוד קדושה בריחו ושכינתיה על ידי החו. תמיר ונעלם בשם כל ישראל. And that's the incantation. And this one is a little longer because they put a long the longer description of the mitzvah, which is to say the Birkat Hamazon. And do we have at least 3 men here? We don't here, only have 2. We could still, because we have people online. We say, Rapatanya Barach, Yechishem Adonai Barach, Miata Viad Olam, Vishut Maranam. Yishem Adonai Baruch Mitav Yad Olam B'Shut Maranan Barabotai Yivarech Shachanu Mishalo Baruch Shachanu Mishalo Tuvo Chayinu Baruch Shachanu Mishalo Tuvo Chayinu Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Hazan et Haolam Kulo B'Tuvo B'Chen B'Chesed U'Rachamim Hu noten lechem l'chol basar ki le'achal basar u'tuvo hagadol ami lo chasar lanu ve'ayachsar lanu ma'azon le'olam ha'ed kavor shemo hagadol yipel zan u'fanes la'kol u'metiv la'kol u'metiv ma'azon lechol briotav asher bahara Baruch Ata Adonai Hazan et HaKol. Then I'm going to skip through the rest of this, which you could do on your own. And Uvenei Yerushalayim Yer HaKodesh B'mehera B'yameinu Baruch Ata Adonai B'honei B'rachava Yerushalayim Amen. Ba'amarom Yelamdu Allah Aleinu Ba'ale Allah Ba'aleinu Zechut Shetelu Mishmeret Shalom V'nisa Bracha Mi'et Adonai U'tzedakah Mi'et Shenu V'nimsachen B'tzekel Tov B'nei Elohim Le'adam. And Adonai Oz Li'amo Yitain Adonai Oz Li'amo Yitain Adonai Yivarech et Amo B'Shalom Yivarech et Amo B'Shalom B'Shalom. Whoever the cantor is here, he's got a beautiful voice, I must say. That was a joke. So Adam, I see you on there, but you can come right over here and join us. Then we would have 3 people. He's in the next room. Okay, 3rd cup of wine. I must fill my glass with wine. What happened to it? Anyone see a bottle of wine? See, after 2 glasses of wine, I can't find the wine. Oh, here it is. I see the top of it. So fill your glass of wine, 1/3 of 4 cups of wine. We again say the incantation. I'm interested to know if the incantation, I don't think anyone knows where that originated or how, but I wonder if Sadia's uh, uh, first version of the Haggadah has that in it. So, Hineni, Muchan and Wizunan, here, everyone's, we're ready and we're invited. L'kayim, in order to establish, to sustain the mitzvah of the 3rd glass, kol shlishit, me'arba kasot, of 4 glasses, l'shem yichud, in order to bring about the yichud of the Kadosh Baruch Hu and his Shekhinah, Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Shekhinah, al yedei, at the hand of, at the edge of, he that is Tamir b'ne'elam, who Tamir b'ne'elam, that is unknown, is concealed and unknown. B'shem Kol Yisrael, in the name of all Israel. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam, borei pri hakofen. This time really concentrate on the taste and feel the power coming into you. Leaning to the left. Shvok chamtacha al hagoyim asher lo yaducha. Pour out wrath upon the nations that know you not, and upon the kingdom that call not upon your name. For they have consumed Jacob and laid waste his habitation. Pour out your rage upon them, and let your fury overtake them. Pursue them in anger and destroy them from under heaven and earth. And we open the door for Elijah with that. I have the door right here. Yeah.
Here you did it.
So the whole neighborhood can want to play Eliyahu Hanabi bar.
In key.
I could do it in any key.
D minor.
But I forgot to write down, check the, yeah, D. Eliyahu Hanabi, Eliyahu Hatishvili, Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu,
Jay, there's no sound.
Thank you for telling me. I forgot to turn on the sound. Original sound. Okay.
Beautiful.
What is that?
Thank you,
Next year,
Barbara.
so.
We're not up to that point yet. Yeah. Thank you for starting that, Barb. The pause was so that I could turn off the musician's sound. Can everybody hear me now without echo?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess Zoom has made it in recent editions so that you can't hear the music at all if the musician's sound is not on.
That was very beautiful, Jay. Very beautiful.
Thank you very much. We haven't played that one together for a long time. That was fun.
What is Barbara playing?
I was playing a keyboard on the other side of the room here.
Let her
Beautiful,
see
Barbara.
her. Where is she?
Yeah.
Come on, Barbara.
Yeah,
Okay.
Beautiful. Thank you.
and she's over there. She's already cleared the table on that side. So, and Adam's in the next room. And my other son, Nathan, was online. I don't know if he's still on right now. He said he was going to come online. He lives in Baltimore. So, okay. So moving right along, we'll do Leranoi Kitov Ki Lelam Chasto with the Hallel, which is the next part of the Seder. has special Kabbalistic meaning. It's all blessings and praises of God, which have really no meaning in traditional Judaism, but in Kabbalah, they open gates, like the wine opens gates, the Kiddush opens gates, and the lighting of candles open the gates. Well, praising God, Baruch Atah Adonai, blessed are you, Yud Hey Vav Hey, blesses us. It opens the blessings that come into us. נשמת כל חי, תברך את שמך, אדוני אלוהינו ברוח כל פסח, דבר אמן. האל בתמצות עוזך, הגדול בכבוד שמך, שכינת מהרו בקדוש שמו, וכתוב עלינו צדיקים, בקרב קדושים תתקדש. יכללו את אדוני אלוהינו כל מעשיך. And we say the second night of Seder. I'm on page 40, if you're wondering where I am, doing part of the morning service. Amen. This is the Passover festival. Above all festivals, you did exalt Passover. To Abraham, you were revealed at midnight on Passover. Kilo na'eh, kilo ya'eh. And then, oh yeah, that's Elijah forgot to shut the door when he left. Okay, so we're on the fourth cup of wine on page 42. I think
it's right there.
I know some of you who are calling in from England, like Julian and others, it's getting pretty late. So want to have the fourth cup of wine, and then we can hang around and talk and sing some songs. So I need definitely a full cup of wine for this fourth. Did everybody have 3 full cups until now?
It's good for your cold.
If I had a cold, I'm better. It may not sound totally better, but I feel like new. Okay. For the last time, the fourth cup of wine, the final ceremony, some ceremonial drinking and eating. Hineni, Muchan Mizuman, we are ready and invited the Kayem to establish, to stand up, to actualize the mitzvah of Kos Revi'i, Mi'arba Kosot, of the fourth glass out of 4 glasses, each representing different sphirot in and of themselves, levels, worlds, the climb towards knowledge. The Shem Yichud, in order to bring about the Yichud, the unification of Tiferet and Malchut, Kadosha Baruch Hu, the Shechinateach, Al Yedei, be close to Keter, the unknowable hidden source, Tahu, Tamir Ne'alam, B'Shem, in the name of B'Shem, Kol Yisrael, all Jews and all people who yearn for a fixed and better world, and use our left side to create a better world through our intelligence, our power, and our emotions, along with our wisdom, our compassion, and our principles. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, Borei pri hagofen. So take a deep breath, lean to the left, and savor every taste of this last glass of wine, and think about the things that I just mentioned, our need for the left side as well as the right side. Now we need to find the apikomen.
Nice job. It's in here, Ed.
Did Adam hit it, didn't he?
No, I
So find your apikomen, everybody.
hid it in here. And it's not in the oven.
Chasal Sidur Pesach. B'chal Chatov. And it is the Passover Seder, according to custom, statute, and law, that we are worthy to celebrate it this year. So may we perform it in future years. O pure one in heaven above, restore the congregation of Israel in your loving speedily, in your love speedily.
And it's nowhere pure.
In your love. Restore the congregation of Israel in your love. Speedily lead your redeemed people to Zion in joy. Lashana haba b'Yerushalayim. Next year in Jerusalem, the Jerusalem of peace. And that officially closes. You want to do Shana Haba?
Yes.
You want me to help? You found it. He found the
Oh, we found it. So we can now officially. Yeah. Yeah, we restored harmony in the world.
You have a piece then.
Yeah, I have to have a piece.
Tear off a little piece. Yes. Okay.
Hmm. So we have enough people here to do some singing. Let's go right on to Echad Miyodea. Verses. And I need everybody to do all 13. But mute it because we won't be together. So
Don't forget to turn on the sound for
right,
musicians.
that was Barbara warming up. And we have a concert, if anyone's interested. We're doing a Pesach concert with our band, Machaya Klezmer Band. And that's going to be on Sunday at 7 p.m. at Revitt's house in Rockville, Maryland. So
Alfio's on June 13th.
we are. Well, that's a ways off. Yeah, we're playing at a sort of a nightclub called Alfio's Trattoria in Chevy Chase in June. And have lots of private affairs between now. Let me see, I have to turn on the sound. It takes me a while to do this. Original sound.
AI to identify
There we
when there's
go.
music.
That's probably what it is. The AI identifies that there's music
And
in
then
there.
it should turn it
'Cause
on
that's new.
automatically.
Oh, yeah. They turn it on automatically.
Jay,
Jay, I think we should all sing together.
Oh,
Oh, that.
No.
we should.
Wait a second, Barb. This is in.
I did A minor.
I have G minor as a good singing voice. What we can do D minor if you want.
Whatever you want.
What is?
That's A minor.
That sounds right. last one. That was in one breath.
Our original sound's still on.
I'm doing it.
Hey, you're bringing back a lot of memories. When I was a young girl, my grandparents made a big Seder, and
Yeah.
all of this music now is coming back to me in the Hebrew, in the Yiddish.
So
Everybody sang around the table singing after the dinner, and we would go till like 10, 11 o'clock at night.
well, those who are here to the very end here, you're entitled to another glass of wine, especially if you don't drive any. So on me, have another glass of wine. And I want to thank everybody for coming and thank you
No, thank you for doing this. This is wonderful. Thank you.
Kabbalah Center. And all three groups would love to have donations, especially the Jewish Study Center and CKI, but also for Farbrengen, as well as members to Farbrengen if you're in the Washington area. And you can go to the respective websites to make donations or join. And hopefully I'll see some of the new people at our class on Monday. So
I always forget, Jay, if we make a donation to the Jewish Study Center, that's to you for your class?
yeah, that's for the class.
Okay.
Too. But it's a nonprofit organization. We're trying to raise money to do curriculum development on Kabbalah at all ages and that sort of thing. And also to promote speaking and more activities like this.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks, everybody.
Good night, everybody. It was nice meeting you all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This was wonderful.
Yes, thank you very much.
Everybody.
Thanks, everyone. I hope you all enjoyed it and learned something about Kabbalah.
Wonderful music.
Yeah, we never know if it's coming over very well.
Beautiful.
Or if you can even hear it, like poor Eliyahu Hanavi. We thought he was missing. So, yeah.
We'll have some more wine.
If I have more wine, I won't be able to play any more music.
Thank you, Jay. This was really wonderful.
It's really hard to count those 13 verses. So,
Okay.
So see you all on Monday for
All right.
a session on Sfirat HaOmer.
Chag Sameach.